RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right. Oh boy, what's up? Wrong page, of course. Why do I always do that? Hi, guys. My name is Tara Devlin. How's it going? I'm sitting down. I'm tired. All right. I'm a little tired. I'm a little old. I'm a little tired. But I'm not tired like Trump. I won't fall asleep on air. If I do, call the police. Call 911. Don't call ICE. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is our Friday night get-together. Unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. You could see Francis is still in a cone. Okay, what can I say? He's still got a scab on the side of his shoulder. I have to wait for it to completely heal. I know everybody's worried about him. I'm worried about him too. He's been in that cone too damn long, and I don't know. I'm scared to take it off until the scab is gone completely. And let's just hope he doesn't make it worse once I take it off. All right. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see you, Jim, in the chat. I've been worried about you. We were talking about you last week, too, and hoping you were okay. So glad to see you. And nice to see you, Susie, as well. Thank you for moderating. So, Jim, you got some backup in there. So that's good in the chat room, keeping the chat room safe. So, very good. Okay, where do we begin? We begin where we always begin. Charlie from APS Radio News, thank you for keeping the show going and growing. How is this sounding right now? It's sounding a little low in my headset. Okay, and yeah, thank you, Charlie. Charlie was he takes care of the community cats too, and well, I have some good news that I helped take care of some community cats, and there was a community cat that we thought was sick, so she seems to be eating again, and we're cautiously optimistic that she'll be all right. So, because tomorrow I was going to take her to the vet, and either we were going to trap her and take her and see if she, needed to be euthanized, unfortunately. But thankfully, she's been eating again. And the reason I'm mentioning is because Charlie he's such a nice guy. He's like, he wanted to help with the vet bills and everything. So, and I said, wait for a sick community cat. And thankfully, we have this one. Hopefully, is not sick. So, we have put a pin in that. Thank you, Charlie, though, for being somebody that, steps up and does things like that. So, all right, my friends, check out APS Radio News and APS Radio. So that's all we can do is take it a day at a time. I feel bad for the community cats. I wish I could get them homes. There's a elderly community cat who's over 10 years old, which is really old for a community cat. And I pray, I'm hoping I can find someone. I'm just hoping, if I didn't have 4 cats and a guinea pig already, I would take him in myself and just give him a retirement home. Because at a certain point, it just gets too much for them to be outside. But, all right. Everything's a heartbreak, right? That's what's so stressful about living in this country, and I'm sick of the lack of empathy and the inhumanity that we're witnessing. And if I'm going to hold on to something, some hope, let's say, maybe I'm holding on to that. You're sick of it too, and we're all sick of it, and the American people are going to wake up and finally understand that we're in this together. And I was on the Anti-Fascist Book Club earlier, and we were talking about, various things, mostly fascism, how we're going to defeat this fascism. But and I mentioned that I had seen one of the rallies in Minneapolis where Maxwell Frost was speaking, and he sounded like what I've been saying for years, and I'm happy to hear it, frankly. Because if you're an OG Tarabuster, you know we've been discussing this for years, reclaiming patriotism, taking it back. That patriotism is more than just stars and eagles on a shirt, that it means we're in this together and we don't leave anyone behind. And that's exactly what what Maxwell Frost was saying. So I appreciate that, because it seems like something is breaking through. And especially with young people, because they're not going to put up with it. I think they're not going to put up with not being able to go to a doctor when sick and such and the like. So I have some hope there, but in the meantime, we got to get through this nightmare, and it is a nightmare. We're all suffering from PTSD. I think the only one who's not suffering, well, maybe he is on some metaphysical level, because sociopaths do suffer. But it's the baboon. I mean, the baboon is having the time of his life. He's got all the power he wants, but it's never enough. Well, I guess, and that's the thing with sociopaths. Like Martha Stout wrote in that book, The Sociopath Next Door. A lot of times sociopaths, they end up, unaliving themselves. I'm not saying that Trump's going to do that, but they do, because they don't connect with anyone. There's no joy in life, and they really don't have those. I mean, what makes life worth living? It's the human connections. It's feeling, all of the whole ball of wax here, the whole cornucopia of feelings. But all Traitor Trump has is money, right? Shove money in that hole of his, that rapacious black hole of need and greed, and the gnawing knowing that he's the most reviled waste of human DNA on the planet. So, yeah, I wonder if he's the only one having a good time. I'm sure he's having more fun than the most of us. He likes because he does like when people are abused and battered and beaten, especially on his command. He likes that. We know that when we heard the reports from January 6th, how he was sitting there watching the feeds. And, he's basically cheering them on and telling people to go away, shushing them, telling them not to bother him. He was basically masturbating over the things that he was witnessing. Go home. Then when he finally had his fill, it was, go home. We love you. You're very special. You maggots. You traitors, It's time to reclaim patriotism and reclaim the narrative, okay? Because we're the real patriots, guys. We're the ones trying to ensure that no one needlessly dies without health care. We're the ones ensuring that people have living wages, retirement security, that this country is decent and is investing in the future, investing in each other, and is a modern society, not a demon-haunted shithole. God, I still have that challenge out there that for anybody, please, to tell me, show me a conservative society, or a society run on conservative policies that people want to live in, that where people are happy. I'm talking about the majority, where people are, where they're, dreaming one day. See, that's what's so, it's so disgraceful what Traitor Trump has done to this country, destroying our good name around the globe. There used to be people that dreamt of seeing America, of going to America, living in America, bringing their all of their what's the word I'm looking for? Not just investing monetarily, but but contributing to our society. And I know people. I know people who are naturalized citizens who've come here. A friend of mine, thinking of in particular, one of my friends came from Japan. She says when she was a kid, she dreamt of coming to America and living in America. And I guess that's the result of media. It's of film and whatnot. But that's not going to happen. That's not happening now because we're the bad guys. When World War III breaks out because of Traitor Trump, we're on the wrong side. We're in the axis of evil. Hold on. This is Tara Devlin. This is Tara Devlin. Yep, we're back. We're back. Yes, and Poppy Champlin's going to join us to discuss the madness. I'm not sure when. I sent her the link. Remember, this kind of always happens, though, when we get Poppy. I hope she didn't shut her phone off. One time, Poppy was supposed to come on the show, and she turned off her phone, and then she forgot. So we'll see. It doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, but we'll just keep on going with ourselves. And I want to hear what Poppy has to think, though, about what we're dealing with. And okay, you know what else I have here for you guys, just in case. Not for you, really. It's for me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put it that way. This QR code. It's not, I'm not asking for money there. That is my Substack QR. I thought, why didn't they think of that sooner? That was only because Nick, who does the Anti-Fascist Book Club, Nick Parrow, and please follow him as well, Banner and Backbone. He puts up the QR code. Isn't that much more more convenient for people? So if you can, swipe that QR and follow my Substack, because I want to get my Substack numbers up to a respectable level. Not that they're bad, but it's just the more I mean, listen, guys. The topic of the Anti-Fascist Book Club today was propaganda. We're going through Strongmen, Ruth Ben-Ghiat's Strongmen, and they are. And the chapter was about propaganda. And you know what I believe, that propaganda is the reason we're in this boat. And we would not, and I blame both parties, okay? I'm not a both sides person. And Felonora on Discord, not on Discord, on Twitch, I see. I know the Twitch is not a lot of people over on Twitch. You can come on over to youtube.com/cfachannel/Tarabuster. I've ignored Twitch for a very long time. And it's probably because I don't understand it. I'm old. It was too confusing. But Andrea from Hal Sparks' show is helping. And so is Cosmic Rose from Hal Sparks. She's trying to help me in that area. So I got the Twitch there. So anyway, but there's more people over at the YouTube channel right now if you want to chat. And who knows? I don't know if Hal's going to raid us tonight, which always helps. Last week was amazing because we had Hal Sparks on the show, and we had a lot of people. But anyway, whatever. The show's going to grow because, and I thank you all for that. But it will grow because we got Tarabuster Tuesdays, and okay, why can't I talk? Come on, man. Come on, words. So we have somebody helping book guests now for the show. So it's not just me. The problem I have is that I'm only one person, and it's very hard to keep up and having to work and not being able to, because I don't do this full time. I would love to, I would love for this to actually make enough so I can dedicate my entire life to it, because this is what I believe in. Oh, thank you. Andrea's over there on Twitch. We will have a Hal raid. Nice. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. It feels like Christmas when she says that. And I get excited. I get like nervous, like a kid on Christmas Eve. But do I have the best words? Josie on the chat. Yes. I got the best words. I know words. I have the best words. But anyway, Bella from the Stephanie Miller Show is going to start helping book guests, which is great. And that's going to be good. So we'll have, we'll get more cred that way. And the show will get bigger. And hopefully, one day at a time. I'm not young though. That's the thing. I often, I don't know. When I was a kid, I you guys know, this is kind of like my therapy too. But when I was young, and I'm in recovery, so there's no secrets here. And so I had a screwed up childhood. My parents did the best they could, which was lacking. And, I've had a lot of therapy, believe. I'm not blaming. I mean, I blame them, but I forgive them. Let's put it that way. And when I got older, we had good relationships with them, and I had good I have no regrets there. And so I am reluctant to, say these things because I don't want you to think negatively of them, but that's just life. I'm sure I'm not alone. And, I always say I would have been better off raised by a pack of wild dogs, really. But so I used to go and get psychic readings a lot when I was younger, because I wanted to know if there's a reason to live. Give me a reason to keep going here. Here's Tara Jr. Here's my reason to keep going now. So when I was young, I went to see the psychic, and they were kind of on the money. I don't know, whatever. And she said that I would have everything that, all my wishes and dreams would come true, but I had to go through an extremely long growth process. And I think about that sometimes because I'm old and I'm still like, please become a patron. Please become a patron. Like, when do you give up though? You don't ever give up until you're dead. Then you give up. And when I go and I take care, I like cemeteries, and not being morose. I live near one of the oldest cemeteries in the United States, and it's, to me, I just like going and seeing the graves and thinking about the people and putting myself in their shoes and thinking about the times that they lived in and all, and I look at the dates and how long they lived, and of course there's many veterans in there that are gave their last full measure of devotion for this thing, and that really motivates me too, frankly, because I'm not kidding. When I see a 20-year-old young man lying in his grave and his tombstone says Normandy invasion, and he's only 20 years old, and he's been lying there longer than I've been alive. Now I've gotten to live longer than he's been alive. That he lived, 20 years old, and I think about him living through the news of Pearl Harbor, showing up at the recruiting station, or however, maybe he was drafted, maybe he volunteered, going through basic training, going through initial training, getting on whatever transport he was on to take him to the beaches of Normandy where he lost his life. Hold on. Be right back. And I think about that that baboon. And I think about that sacrifice of that young man and that family that lost him, and all of the people that he left behind never got to, God knows what, have a children, or who knows how the course of human history changed because that person lost their life, trying to save America, save democracy from fascism. And here we are, the bad guys. It's disgusting to me. It's disgusting. And there's another great one day when it gets nice out. That's why I ask you to follow my Substack too, because I'm planning on going to this particular cemetery near my house, and there's a few veterans buried there. One in particular, he's from the Civil War. His name is Peter Welsh. He's an Irish immigrant who died at, I'm trying to remember, Shiloh, perhaps? I'll don't quote me on that. But he, all of his letters after he died, his wife compiled them into a book called Union Blue, Kelly Green and Union Blue. And he's buried near here, near my house. And I thought we would go and maybe read from the book, read some of his letters. And he writes to his wife about why he joined up. She didn't want him to do it. She didn't want him. He actually went out and he apparently got drunk and said, "F it, I'm just gonna sign up." And then he wrote her a letter like, "Please forgive me, I had to," and talking about how that this country was the hope for the world, and hope for for self-governance, and that if it was destroyed, it would be a real loss for humanity. And that's why he felt the obligation to stand up and sign up and put his life on the line. And eventually, and unfortunately, he lost his life. So, and that's what annoys me. It's such a weak word, a way to put it, though. Somebody like Trump, who has no concept of what it means to sacrifice or what it means to preserve for ourselves and our posterity this, that's right from our founding, right? The United States of America, we the people, in order to form, I'm not going into the whole thing, in order to form a more perfect union and establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. And what does he know about that? Because all he does is tear us apart. And all they do are tear us apart. And that's why we have a duty to take back patriotism. And, while, let me see, I just got a message from Poppy. She's going to call in a few minutes. It reminded me of like these maggots. I was watching a video. You saw the video of this woman being pulled out of her car, a woman going to the doctor, a disabled, she's autistic, going to her doctor. She just pulls up. Excuse me, you expect the cops or anyone, people in uniform, to have a modicum of respect and to behave, to know how to fucking behave, right? And she's like, "I'm just going to the doctor there." And then all these goons screaming at her from all different directions. And next thing you know, they pounce, rip her out of the car. I mean, was that absolutely necessary? That was necessary for these goons to rip her out of her car and then cut her safety belt, her seat belt? Was that? And I love the maggots so I commented on this particular YouTube that, there seemed to be a lot of maggots on it going, "She should be arrested. Good work, ICE." And you don't know if you're talking to real people. half the time. You could be talking to Russian bots because they're infested. We're infested with them. Infected. What's the real, what's the proper word? It's, but it's disgusting how they're defending this. How can any American defend that behavior? So I just responded, Putin, thanks. Somebody said, okay, let me just show you what it says. It says, I'd say 20 years in federal prison would be sufficient. I'm trying to show you. Wait a second. Let me see. 20 years in federal prison. Hold on, guys. It takes me a minute sometimes to drive. My... Okay, that is Chrome. Where's my eCam? Thank you for your understanding. Screen share. Sorry, it's not working. Ugh, yikes. Let me see, screen flow, where is it? Looking for Chrome. Okay, there we go. That's Hal's show. But if you could see this, I'd say 20 years in federal prison would be sufficient. It would make you think twice before you get in the way of ICE doing their lawful duties. And I wrote, Putin thanks you for your service. Because sometimes, there's no reason to get into it with them because they are a lost cause. And this person, Montana Patriot, wrote back to me. And, I just love, that's what I wrote. Do you seriously think, he writes, do you seriously think that means anything, saying Putin thanks you for your service, that means anything after Bill Clinton took $500,000 from them to give a speech and Barry colluded with them to ruin President Trump? If anything, Putin thanks you for your service, right? Now, I just, this is an example of how it doesn't matter how many times you debunk magotry. It doesn't matter. It's a waste of breath. It's a waste of time because they will never let go of conspiracies at all. They will never change. They will never, take in new information. Wait, hold on. Now let me get off this page. That's what I want to talk about too. Traitor Trump's disgusting accepting a Nobel Peace Prize that he never earned. I mean, talk about a participation trophy. Don't you have any dignity? No. Of course not. But this is what we're dealing with. Somebody who paid people to take his SATs for him, to take his tests, to write his papers in school because, he didn't want to actually learn anything. He wanted the degree. That's all that matters. There's no concept to them about, does this, do I cheat myself? They don't seem to understand that. You're not cheating anybody but yourself, Traitor Trump. And what kind of, when I think about somebody that has all the money in the world now, he used to be not rich. I mean, he wasn't poor. Of course, he got his trust fund and he bankrupted it numerous times, but he is now a very rich man thanks to being the parasite that he is. Thanks to having his filthy fascist mouth around our treasury and being a grifter, of course. But, so the guy, when he says this about Bill Clinton taking $500,000 for a speech, he's talking about this conspiracy theory that, then correct me or stop me when you have heard this before. It was a Hillary Clinton. Let me see. It was about uranium. It's called the Uranium One, right? Let me see. Uranium. Barry. The uranium it's, if you look up Uranium One, it's a conspiracy theory. It's categorized by fact checkers as a known right-wing conspiracy that's been thoroughly debunked. So Bill Clinton received $500,000 from a private bank for a speech. $500,000 to the Clinton Global Initiative. Like, we're supposed to be upset about that, and but not about every grift that Traitor Trump is involved with. The fact that he is now $3 billion richer since squatting in the office, in the Oval Office. That he's running scams right out of the Oval Office. But this Uranium One so-called scandal is not only, it's described as it's categorized as a conspiracy theory, but 9 U.S. agencies unanimously approved the sale. It has nothing to do with Clinton. So, but they connected. They're like, oh, he got $500,000, and then Hillary Clinton did something. She gave uranium to Russia, and it's bullshit because it didn't happen. Clinton didn't personally do anything, green light anything. And no U.S. uranium got shipped to Russia. That's another thing. But it doesn't matter how many times you correct maggots, they will simply repeat the lie. And as far as Barry, that's another thing. Oh, Barry, that's Barack Obama, right? Barry. Because they're juveniles. That's Republicans for you. They're emotionally stunted juveniles who offer nothing to a society that depends on that requires them to be just a little mature, to have just the basic maturity of a semi-functioning adult to participate in civic life, to sit at the table with people who are different and perhaps, learn how to live together. To come up with ways, how are you going to make the world a better place than you left it? But that's not on the maggot agenda. Their agenda is how you're going to stick it to somebody who's different, how you're going to, get what's coming to you, of course, because they want all the benefits of civilization, just none of the responsibilities we have. But so as far as Barry colluding with Russia, there is, of course, that's another bullshit. Because he's saying, oh, Barry's ruined Trump's campaign. This is all bullshit. What happened, if we all remember that the Russians were interfering in the election. And at the time, remember, Barack Obama kicked the Russian diplomats. They were disguised as diplomats, but they were spies. So he kicked them out of the country. This is right as the handover was happening to the baboon in the first maladministration. And Putin didn't retaliate. He didn't kick out any American diplomats. Usually that's kind of things that happen when a country is acting, in a hostile manner, as Russia does. Russia's a rogue state. That's why the G7 is the G7, used to be the G8. I know Traitor Trump hates that because his boyfriend can't go to the sleepover, but it's because the Russians were murdering people on the soil of our allies. That Putin sent assassins into England to kill people. So as far as Traitor Trump, we all saw him lick Putin's taint at Helsinki denying that the Russians interfered in the election, even though 17 intelligence agencies told us that he did, that Putin and the Russians were interfering, and that there was collusion. For a hoax, over 30 people were charged with lying to the FBI, obstruction of justice, and colluding and meeting with Russian agents, where Paul Manafort gave these Russian agents the demographic data for them to micro-target our, voters in America, to unleash their misinformation, their psyops, their propaganda, to get this baboon elected. So, you see what I'm saying? Maggots are a lost cause. And then for him to turn around and call himself in his avatar Montana Patriot, you're a useless idiot. You're not a patriot. We're the patriots. Oh, Poppy is calling. Poppy's in the guest room. Hold on a second, Pop. I see you there. Nice to see you. Can you hear me? Okay, let me see what's happening. Where is it? I got too many buttons. Hold on, guys. It'll be worth the wait here. Where's my Poppy? All right, we got that. I don't hear you though, Poppy. That's why
I got a red line across my face. Oh,
there you go.
Hey, glasses.
Are you okay? You can hear me. You can hear.
I made it on.
What happened?
Well, my other computer doesn't like Safari, so I had to get my other computer.
Oh.
And then it said the link wasn't recognized, but then somehow I found you and found your invitation.
Oh no. Okay. So okay. All right. Well, it's all working. That's good. It's very good. Nice to see you. You look good.
Nice to see you.
Like your glasses.
Well, they're ginormous, aren't they?
No, they're good. Who's that? Is that you in the background in that poster?
Oh yeah, that's me on the cover of the Provincetown magazine.
Oh wow. When was that? Is that new?
That was a long time ago. Oh. That was 19. Oh, doesn't say.
19.
Huh. It can't be 19. It's like, I don't know. It doesn't even say what year it is.
Wow. Nice. Well,
but it was when I was at the post office, so it was probably 10 years ago.
Oh, right. Well, Poppy, you're a very well-known comedian, so you're in the Hall of Fame, for fuck's sake. So.
The Rhode Island Hall of Fame.
Well, you don't have to put the Rhode Island part. It's in the Hall of Fame. No, but, okay. The Rhode Island Hall of Fame is a pretty good Hall of Fame, though.
I think the only real famous one in there is Ruth Buzzy.
Ruth Buzzy? Yeah. Who else is in there?
Well, they're trying to get the Farley brothers in there. But they haven't gotten them in there yet.
Wait, you're a little low. Where's your microphone?
Oh, really? Let's see. Tom Cotter's in there.
Who's that? Tom
Cotter? Tom Cotter. He's a comedian. How's that? Is that better?
A little better. I think you have. You don't have a mic. You don't have an exterior mic. You're just using. What are you using? Just your computer mic. I'm just using
my computer. Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure you talk into your. Or face your computer, hopefully, if you can remember.
I am. I'm walking and talking right into it.
Hal Sparks is rating our show now. Oh my God.
Really?
Yeah, that means like all of his audience is coming over. Not all, but it's just great because.
Good.
Yeah, we get a lot of people coming. It's amazing.
Congratulations.
No, it's I'm just letting you know we got a big audience here. Nice to see everybody. So everybody, how's Poppy sound? So everybody, it sounds good? Let me know. Yeah, anyway. So Poppy, it takes a minute for them to respond. It's like a 10-second delay. True. So how are you doing in this horrible madhouse?
Well, I mean, come on, man. That was harsh, man. That was harsh to, like, they took out a lesbian, man. And it's like, wow. And they didn't even give a shit, It was just like, boom, 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 and then called her a terrorist and then a fucking bitch. I'm like,
bitch. I know. Could you imagine? I mean, that poor woman. She's dry. He shot her in the head. I mean, how could you even think that's gonna happen? It's out of the realm of experience.
And it was like in her face, and the way she talked to him, and her face, she was like an angel.
I know.
I'm not mad at you. I don't care. And then, boom.
I mean, who the fuck? And when she's turned away from him, as we know, there's no reason he need to just shoot her at all.
Just step out of the way.
Like, get the fuck out. And he had to chase her. He basically stepped into the car again, like he stepped forward to shoot as she's turned away from him, and boom, boom, 2 more times in the open car. And then they're making this motherfucker out to be the victim. Now he has internal bleeding. How do you get internal bleeding from not getting hit by a car? Right?
He has internal bleeding, right?
I mean, in the brain, maybe, because you have a fucking aneurysm.
And the fact that he had already been dragged by a car 6 months ago. Get him out of there.
Yeah, exactly. But that's no excuse, though. That's the thing. They're like, he's already, and then that piece of shit. Fucking J.D. Vance. He's already been dragged. Well, fuck you. That doesn't. So he gets to kill somebody?
Right, exactly. It was horrible. It was just horrible.
The excuses. And they can't help it. You know, what's her face? Kristi Noem, that bitch, immediately comes out with the story that's not, this bullshit. They have no idea what happened, but immediately he's. She's a domestic terrorist. Yeah. They're, lunatic, liberal loonies. She's radicalized. And then the way, what's his name? J.D. Vance, this fucking monster, talked about her, dehumanized. That woman, fuck you.
Yeah.
You disgusting prick. They're all horrible. This is the president horrible. And the vice president.
Now, who's the lady that speaks for him? Caroline?
Oh, Caroline Lyon Leavitt? Mm-hmm. She's the worst.
She's turning into him.
She's only 27 years old. They are 27? All horrible. Yes, she's 20, or maybe she's 28 now, but she's married to some old dude. But they're just... Not that matters, but fuck her. I mean, they're just
she's
fucked
horrible.
Up.
She just turns into him and says, "Oh,
right,
you're not even a journalist."
Right. You're a liberal hack. When the Irish journalist said, well, "What did you see?" Well, I saw ICE murder a woman. Well, you're a liberal hack. Like, I mean. This has gone into the absurd now, hasn't it? It's into the surrealist. We're in the surrealist. I can't talk. The surrealistic nightmare part, right?
Yeah.
So
yes.
Come on.
And then did you see all of those little men in their black little uniforms, all like walking together in this formation? It was like they're all.
Where was
like,
this? After when they murdered her? Or a different time?
No, in Minnesota, when they're all outside of that, where they're hanging out in Minnesota. There's so many of them.
Oh, I know.
In military garb.
They're all disgusting. I mean, and they're all fucking disgusting. I mean, and how do you wear a mask to work? And as a law enforcement officer,
right.
You know what I mean? And think that you're on the right side of things, you know?
And did you hear that, I can't think of his name, somebody Torres, who is a Proud Boy? Enrico Tari. I can't talk. What the fuck is wrong with me?
And
now he's in ICE. I'm
yes.
like, no!
He and Enrico Tario, he is a piece of shit traitor who... pled guilty and served time for seditious conspiracy. Seditious conspiracy against the United States. He is a fucking legit and confessed and admitted traitor to this country. And
now he's ICE.
An ICE officer. of course.
Oh, and he's wearing all of it, and he's got the guns and everything.
Oh, they
It's
always
gross.
had. They're just gay. Why don't you just fuck
just
a dude
gay.
already? You know, I mean, they're so that whole proud prick, like whatever. You know, Proud Boy is what I should look this up. I don't know exact 100%, but it is a term that they use in horse breeding. A proud boy is a male horse, is a gelding, I guess they call that. That's been
Gelding's been chopped. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's still, prances around like he's a proud. They call him a proud boy, even though he's he doesn't have any balls.
He's a unit.
Yes, so that's why it's funny they call themselves Proud Boys.
Weird. Yeah.
Well, it's very gay, the whole Proud Boy thing. It is.
Wow.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with being gay. I just because I'm gay, whatever. It doesn't matter. But they should just be gay, and but they hate themselves. There's so many layers of self-loathing involved here that there's no doubt. They want to dress up. Oh, and then there was, I could show you all these, I saw these pictures of these guys. It's like the fascists, like Kristi Noem with the podium that says, one of ours, all of yours, which is a Nazi.
Yes, all of
it's
yours.
Meaning, so it wasn't an official saying in Nazi Germany, but in Nazi Germany it was a policy that you kill one of ours and we will kill all of yours. So one of ours, all of yours, like in the town of Lidice, Lidic.
All for one for all.
Sort of. Like after the assassination of Heinrich, was this Heinrich or Heydrich? His name was Heydrich, and he was called. They called him the man with the iron heart. He was one of the architects of the Holocaust, and he was
kind of like Stephen Miller.
Yes, and he was assassinated. He was like number 3 in the chain of command. It was Hitler, Göring, and with the SS it was Himmler, and then Heydrich was underneath. And he was also a disgraced army officer. He was kicked out of the actual German army for behaving ungentlemanly. Because they were because he was having an affair with another officer's daughter. So he was while he was married. So he was having an affair, but it wasn't the fact that he was having an affair, even though adultery is actually against the Uniform Code of Military Justice in the United States. I'm sure it was the same in Germany too. That adultery is illegal if you're in
really?
Service. Yeah, because it destroys unit cohesion. So
and look who's leading us.
Yes, exactly. And because it's because you're, especially for officers, you're supposed to behave. You're supposed to have standards. You're supposed to behave in a gentlemanly fashion. But Heydrich was it wasn't that because he was called to court martial, and they ended up kicking him out of the German military not because of the affair, even though he would have been dinged for that, but because the way he dismissed his behavior, the way he treated the woman, the way with disdain and in a manner that was unbecoming of an officer, that he was just like basically whatever, and think about that, and that was before the Nazis took over. So, but he lost his job basically, and but he was a perfect recruit for the Nazis, and he rose pretty high and became this he was a butcher, and he was in Czechoslovakia. He was the governor of Czechoslovakia, and they sent some assassins in, the British and Czech, the unified Czech command, even the resistance, because Czechoslovakia was being run by the Nazis, sent these patriots in to assassinate Heydrich, and he was assassinated.
Nice.
And they, in retaliation, the Nazis completely razed to the ground the town of Lidice, Lidice. So that's
Wow.
that whole, and that was not the first time. So it's one of ours, all of yours. That's
Oh,
the policy.
wow.
So they
Wow.
wiped it completely off the map. They killed all the men. They killed the children. They put, well, I think they put some of the children in concentration camps. They put the women in concentration camps, and they killed every male citizen over the age of 16 or 13. I don't quite remember, but yeah, I mean, it
Wow.
is an absolute disgrace for her to have that on the podium, and it's like I say, in every Republican chest beats the heart of fascism. I don't know if she's even aware of that.
I mean, she's so
you
close
know?
to him. She's so close to him now. Did you see her on the plane the other day? I mean, she's just like she's like mini me. She's Trump's mini me.
Really?
It seems oh yeah. It's really
She's
kind of
fucking
gross.
disgusting, Christina. They're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
worse than
What?
the rest. One is worse than the rest,
What
Christina.
about how about that the Danish or Denmark are sending their own troops to Greenland now? Did you see that? They
Yeah,
landed today.
well, they should.
yeah.
Because
They had to. They
I
had
mean-
to. Trump's forcing people to do these things.
right. And the whole world. That's why when he was elected, by a squeaker, 1.6%,
Yeah.
I just, I'm just like, these people, you voted for him, shame on you.
They
Shame
don't know
on
what
you.
hell is coming.
Right. What they have unleashed
Yeah.
on this world.
Like, can it
is-
ever get back? Do you think we'll ever get back?
I don't know. I mean,
if we have another election, can you believe if he really does that? That would be like insanity.
well, he wants to, as we know.
I know.
He can't help it. There's no way. As Michael Cohen said when he testified in front of the Senate the first time, he said, if Trump is defeated, if he doesn't win the election, there will not be a peaceful transfer of power. That's exactly what he said. Because he knew Trump. He knew Trump.
Yeah.
And he was right. There was no peace. And the fact that's what really gets me, that every person, we all saw January 6th. We all saw those motherfuckers, what they did, urinating and defecating in the halls of the Cap. They fucking put that.
And they're
They took a dump on Nancy Pelosi's desk, okay?
And
There's a
they're
fucking
calling
picture
us
of it.
the insurrectionists.
Exactly.
Those were the insurrectionists.
Well, this is how much they hate this country. They really fucking hate it, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of them. That's why. They're not trying. See, this is what I fucking can't take. I'm sorry, I'm cursing a lot, but who cares, right? I have a toothache, too. I gotta go to the fucking dentist.
I have a toothache, so
Well,
I'm
I have
swearing.
some. I think I cracked my tooth, and it really, and I can't go until February. So.
Oh yeah, because your insurance, my insurance,
Yep.
they dropped me. I had
Uh-oh.
Blue Cross. Yeah, I had
Oh,
Blue Cross.
yeah?
They threw me out and put me in United. So now I get the mammogram at the airport going through the TSA security. And if I want to see a specialist, I have to use my frequent flyer miles. It's crazy. You got to combine things now.
Right? Well, that was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. This is this fucking country. It's not even funny though, right? Who was it? Who somebody was saying there was I don't know, I can't remember who it was, who said he didn't have insurance, and if he ever got sick, he'd have to find a car accident or something and crawl in the back seat. I can't remember who it was. It was a good one.
Smash his head and jump in.
Because they because you have to when you're in a car accident, they cover your bills. So
Right.
anyway, whatever. I'm butchering it.
Well, who else said that? Somebody said, her insurance doesn't work anymore, so she's going to the veterinarian. I think she's going to
really?
a veterinarian.
Right?
They'll cover it.
Yeah. Hey. Right? You take your animal, and you're like, but what about, he's,
Could you look at this?
Right?
Could you
He's got a little bit of a sciatica happening, and it's,
I think he needs some Ativan.
Yeah, he's been too maybe bending over and picking up, and I don't know. There's something there. It has to be workshopped, but
Oh my God. Right.
yeah. There's a joke in there, but yeah.
It is getting crazy. Like I say that, if they're coming for the gays, which everyone thinks they are, right? And I'm like, well, if
they are.
If they come for me, I'm just going to be like, well, I'm not a practicing gay. So maybe
Right.
there might be a loophole there.
Right. Me too. I feel like the cure for homosexuality at this point. Right.
Right. But because if they do throw you in jail, if I'm in the lady prison, I'll probably be having sex again.
Yeah,
so
true.
Get me, big boy.
Right. Yeah. That's funny.
Make me gay again. Make me gay again.
Really? I could use a break though, right? Like 3 hots and a cot, just like.
Yeah, right.
Just get up, tell me when to go. What do I do now?
Right. Let me go numb my brain.
Right, solitary confinement.
It sounds like horrendous.
No, I know. The whole thing is just it's a disgrace, and that's why I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of them. They have fucking poisoned this country. Talk about poisoning the blood. And poisoning they're poisoning the mind. They're poisoning the soul. How are we ever going to get back from this? And Greenland, okay, the Danes, the people of Greenland, they are our greatest allies. You know?
That's what I was hearing.
Yeah, and they have this is what Traitor Trump does. This is what Republicans do. I've said how people who know the show, they've been following the show for a long time, know how long I've been saying this, that Republicans will leave you behind every time. They will leave you behind all the time. They have no decency. They don't know, you know what I mean? Like, we're not trying to hurt these people. Like, as normal people, as liberals, progressives, we're not trying to hurt them. We're not trying to drink their tears or own them or whatever the fuck they're trying to do. We're just trying to make sure they have health care. Everybody has health care. They have living wage. We all have a living wage. You know what I mean? But what do? They like to, they just like to divide. They just like to tickle racist funny bones. And I just saw another thing.
It's just so macho. It's just so.
But is it
macho.
though?
And he
no, I know.
Without doing the research, apparently, because he's got access to all the bases he wants. He's got access to anything we want. We can have it. We don't need to own it. I think
that's
the minerals.
Right. Yes.
It's the minerals now that he's going for.
Who knows, though? It's just because there's all speculation. He's just a piece of shit that got this into his mind, and he knows that it's disruptive. That's all. I think he likes that. He is an agent of chaos, that, he's like a baboon, whatever I want, I'm going to have it. And is he really thinking about minerals?
I don't know.
I get it, though. That's what people are saying. They're saying it's true. It could be. But
it could be.
But he's more of a selfish little bitch who's like transactional. Give me money. Look, Putin's going to be impressed with this. Or that's all that matters to him. He's fucking 80 years old. That's the other thing. Where you gonna go with all that money, bitch? Right. You're gonna die, and you're gonna rot.
He is not long for whatever his sinister plan is.
That's right. Hal Sparks has a doctor on his show, Dr. James, right? Adam James, and he says that in his professional opinion, he's got about 6 months to be functional.
What?
Yeah.
6 months?
Yeah, like given his cankles, given his the cankles are
bone spur.
Yeah, the cankles, the just the drooping face.
He did have a heart attack, didn't he, or something? Or
there's speculation because he has that drooping face. There's a picture of him. Here, I'll try to put it up. of yeah, hold on, let me change screens here. Yeah, there was a picture of Traitor Trump at the, I think, 9/11 memorial or something. That's another thing we could talk about in a second.
This
Where
is
is
an
it?
interesting new thing you got here, the guest cam. I mean, it's much better. There's no delay in
Oh, I
our
know.
conversation. That's
It's
so much
not
better.
me. It's Ecamm. Ecamm did it. They did the
Ecamm is
updates.
nice.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
good.
nice.
Ecamm's great. I'm very pleased
That's
with
cool.
their behavior.
Congratulations.
No, it's good. I was an early adopter of Ecamm, and
But I think you should get
yeah.
your chat onto this too, because
I know. How do
you know,
I
because I keep having to look over to see
Really?
the chat, and then
I
you
wonder-
can incorporate the people while you're
I
doing
wonder
it.
if there's a way. Because Hal does that. Fuck. There's
You
got to
know?
be a way.
Because you don't want to
And-
lose your audience. You want to
No.
keep chatting with them.
Exactly. I hear you.
Suzanne says, I want to laugh and need to be pepped up. LOL.
Well, Poppy, get to work. Pep
Chris said,
her up,
pretty
man.
pretty sure he had a stroke over the summer.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Wait a second.
And because these people come up with some funny things. So, Juice Justice says 6 months is too long. He keeps fasting, sleeping, and snoring.
And he fell asleep in front of those children, right?
He did. I didn't see that.
Wait a
one.
minute. Hold on. Let's see. What am I looking for? Google.
Dementia Donnie.
Donald.
Oh, there you go. Oh, no.
Donald Trump. Drooping face. Let's see. See? Look at that shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That
Look
was
at
at.
one.
Yeah.
Holy mackerel.
They
Wow,
were
that's a
speculating,
creepy
yeah, at the
face.
9/11 thing. He had a
Okay.
stroke or something.
Damn.
And then, of course,
Like, there
he's
should be-
getting this in his hand, right? Like,
What's wrong with his hand?
Well, he's got bruising on his hand because they are saying he's getting injections or some kind of IV medication, and Dr. James from Hal's show says that there's an Alzheimer's drug that they do it in the hand, like he gets.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, and
Okay.
he's probably got like shitty. I mean, he's got no. You know,
Something.
he's old, so he's got
Yeah.
his veins and all. But
It's deep. And he flies so much. That does something to you too.
oh, really? Flying? Well, and he
Yeah,
doesn't
'cause
eat
every time you
well.
fly, you're getting radiation in your brain. I
Right.
think, every time you fly, some kind of radiation.
But look at this. Look at this shit.
Right.
Look at him here. He looks like right? Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Way to go. He's oh God, that bitch Melania too. Did you see that
the
trailer for her
Netflix?
show?
I
Here
saw
we
that-
go. Here we go again. Shut the fuck
Like-
up.
Like everybody wants to see it.
Everybody wants to know. No,
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't.
No, we
Nobody wanted to know. Everybody wants
No.
to know. No, well, nobody wants to know, honey. Like it's like,
don't. No.
yeah, like where you getting this info that everybody wants to know what? You know what
Well,
we
yeah.
want to know? What your prenup is? We want to know about you and Epstein. Yeah, we want to know. Like, when was the last time you touched Donald Trump's penis? Maybe, but. If I mean, is this a transactional relationship? We want that confirmed.
Yeah.
But of course, it's not going to happen because this documentary is bullshit. It's a
Yeah, of
bribe
course.
umentary, not a documentary.
A bribe-umentary?
Yeah, because it was this fucking Amazon gave them $40 million. $40 million. Oh, what happened? You disappeared, Poppy. She just hung up. Poppy, can you hear me? What? Oh, brother. What the hell? What the hell, Poppy?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
You just hung up. It's okay. It's
No, I
fine.
didn't. Oh, did you think
I don't know.
did it on purpose?
You were.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine.
maybe
I knew something happened. But anyway, no. It's $40 million for what? Because we've talked about this on the show before. Let me see. I had it here. I have it in my notes somewhere about $40 million for a documentary
That's a lot.
is beyond reason. There's
But
no
you know what?
documentaries that cost
I don't
$40
even
million.
have a I don't even have a concept of money anymore. Like if I played the lottery, the Powerball the other day, it was 1.7 billion. And then somebody's like, but you're only going to get 8.2 million. I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, what's there a B in front of it or an M? And then you're saying trillion? I mean, we are beyond knowing what the fuck money.
I know.
You know, like billions. People are just like throwing billions
I
around
know,
now.
right? Like,
It's
what are you gonna? How you
what?
gonna live on 700 million? You're only gonna get 700 million.
To retire comfortably, you got to get 2 million. I'm like, what?
2 million. I'm doomed.
Right? How are we supposed to be functioning in this world without? You know, if your insurance, if you're making less than 500,000, then you're what? How many
my
people
God.
are making over 500,000?
Not many. No.
I mean, ask some of your viewers right now. Who out there right now, Luck Dragon, are you making over $500,000?
Oh yeah.
Commander Dr. Bond makes.
If you are, you better be kicking into the Substack. I'm telling you.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, I want to know about Melania.
Okay. Eddie on the chat says Hal uses a third-party program called Chat Overlay that combines the chats from different sites, and then you just place it on your OBS screen. I don't use OBS. See, I don't understand. So Hal is very good at technical stuff. He integrates OBS with Ecamm. I have to figure that out, and then I can do that.
Wow.
But I'm taking a screenshot.
With this. You've done a really good job with what you've got so far.
It could get better. There could be more little bells and whistles to make it more fun for the audience. And, of course, the chats are good to have up.
I think, if you had the chat going at the same time, that would be good instead of having to look over and
Right,
you know.
right.
And I think the timing is different, too. Like, you and I talking is this time, but when I look over,
that's different. But that's not me. That's just the way it is. It's a 10-second delay on. So when it's 10 seconds behind. That's why when I ask a question, I have to sit and wait for the answer. But I get it.
I see. Yeah. Well, what I want to know about Melania is I always thought she was the spy. I always thought she was the Russian spy.
She could be.
Because she's from Slovenia. Where's she from?
Yeah, Slovenia.
Mm-hmm. So she's very close to being the Russian spy. And I do believe on a hot mic I overheard her say, "Boris, moose and squirrel are getting away." I'm like, I knew it. I knew she was the spy.
I knew it. Right? We got her now. Yeah, now she's a spy.
And the other thing, I don't trust her because she's so fucking skinny.
Oh, she's
I don't
a
trust
bitch.
people that can be that skinny. You know what I mean? And I've seen her because she eats like a bird. She acts like a bird. Every restaurant that you see her go into, she slams right into the windows, just like a bird.
She slams it. Oh, poor birds. Not Melania. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
that's so funny.
She's bad because she plagiarized Michelle Obama's speech.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Remember
she's
that?
horrible. Yep.
Oh, yeah. It was so obvious. I'm like, Melania, why don't you just start with, "I have a dream."
Right? 7 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Our forefathers. Right? I have a dream. No,
She
and
probably had
she's the worst.
forefathers.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, but she's horrible. She plagiarized, but not only that. On top of it, I think we talked about this on the show before. But this is why the corporate media is when they write the history of this time, the corporate media will not fare well.
No,
because
hopefully.
they gave us this traitor Trump, but Melania, there's this myth out there that she speaks 7 languages. That's another thing. they're like, oh, she's so smart. If you ever go on like whatever, the conservative Reddit page, or even sometimes if you're encountering a maggot somewhere in the wild, they'll
In the wild.
yeah, they'll say, oh, well, she's so smart. You know, they try to hype this bitch up, this nude softcore porn model. That's
Oh,
what
is that
she
what
came
she's doing
here,
in the net?
No, but she came here on a Einstein visa. First of all, she was here illegally, and she was here on a
Really?
visitor visa. Yes, and then
Wow.
she shouldn't have been working, but she was doing these nude photo shoots and shit, which included like softcore lesbian photo shoots. We have those photos.
Really?
Yes. She's
Wow.
you see what I'm saying? She's fucking. And then she met that Jeffrey Epstein and Traitor Trump. Jeffrey Epstein gave her to Trump after he, broke her in. I guess she aged out or something. But
Wow, yeah, totally.
yeah. But there's this. You'll hear from the maggots that Melania is. She's so smart. She speaks 7 languages, and you'll hear it on Fox News. They'll repeat it.
Really?
Yes,
And
because
you've
they
never
have
heard
to.
her speak any of them.
She doesn't speak 7 languages. I speak fucking more than she speaks. She goes. So let me see if I can find it on. We were playing this on the show one week because she goes into a hospital in France, in Frenchtown, and she's like buongiorno, and on the buongiorno, they're like, Melania speaks French to the children of the hospital. I can fucking speak French.
And then she turns around and her jacket says, "I don't give a fuck."
I don't really care. Do you? That's another thing. She's the one that went to that. She was going to visit victims of a natural disaster, wearing that fucking jacket.
The coat. What
You
an idiot.
see you next Tuesday, bitch. Right? You filthy.
What is she gonna? What is she gonna look forward to? Trump's gonna bury her on another golf course somewhere.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she's.
Was that not the rudest thing you've ever seen? Burying your wife on a fucking golf course.
It was. He got a tax break for it. It's all about money.
Because now it's a cemetery too, so he gets a tax break.
And who knows what's buried in there with her?
Exactly.
The Epstein files, right?
Yes, totally.
Right.
Or some of those confiscated top secret documents are in there.
Yeah.
You know that you know that what was her name? Ivana. Ivanka. She was totally teed off.
Oh yeah, totally. No, there's she actually, there's very odd circumstances of her death and the autopsy that says, when she supposedly fell down the stairs, but she fell let me look this up.
When Trump's goon threw her down the stairs and then put those papers in there with her.
Yes, let me see.
That's
The odd circumstances of Ivana Trump's death.
I know it was not good.
Let's see. Yeah, no, it was that the autopsy said that it didn't really seem like she fell down the stairs. It said, so Ivana's death was officially ruled an accidental fall down the stairs in her New York City townhouse, but a few surrounding details have fueled public speculation. She was found unconscious. She was 73. Okay, at the bottom of her staircase, and blah, blah, blah. The medical examiner determined she died from blunt impact injuries to the torso and ruled the manner of death an accident, but the fact is, falls on the stairs are common in older adults, but observers say that she died, of course, days before scheduling. She was scheduled to be deposed under oath about Donald Trump, Trump Jr., and Ivanka in the New York Attorney General's civil investigation into the Trump organization. Others
Wow.
point to, so that,
And
just
there
a
it is, right there.
coincidence.
Yep.
And that there was no publicly released details of her basic medical examiner's statement. So we didn't get to see her autopsy like we would with many others. I mean, we've seen
Exactly.
the autopsy.
See, it was fishy.
Yeah, and
It
it's
was
just a
definitely
statement.
fishy.
Right. And that, but when you die, when you fall down the stairs, that's the other thing. Usually you'll die from a head injury, not blunt force trauma to the torso. Okay. Really?
Madelberg, Jay Madelberg says it was the third time she threw herself down the stairs. Why does she do that? She gets drunk and just throws herself down there.
That's a
Great.
good one. That's so
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, but look at this bitch. Look at this. Come on. You tell me if this bitch speaks French. And then look at this is the Telegraph. Give me Bonjour. Nice to meet you. That's English. Well, she's speaking English. Mi nama Melania. What's your name? English. You speak English. She's not speaking French. Très bien. She's not fucking talking fucking French. She says, Bonjour, mi amo Melania. I speak fucking French, you know.
I can do that.
Exactly.
I can do that,
Mi amo Tara.
Mi amo, that's Spanish.
That's Spanish, I know, but I don't know what it is in French.
She's speaking Spanish-French.
Yes, exactly. Mi amo. That's what I was saying. Like, I know, like, sometimes I go get my nails done, and I'll say, annyeonghaseyo, to the Koreans. I speak Korean, I guess.
Oh, and
annyeonghaseyo.
Nick says she had an elevator. Why was she using
Right.
the stairs?
There you go. That's another mystery for the ages.
I had a
And,
friend
like,
fall down the stairs.
Come
too.
on. He's not above killing somebody.
No, God, no.
He would do it because Putin does that shit too. He
Right.
wants
I mean,
to-
he's definitely trying to get into the dictator realm before he should, before his time is up. And I can't believe all the people that the troops are doing it. I mean, that's probably a really, that's going to be a big hot button issue, whether these guys should not be doing what he's telling them to do.
Oh, the military.
I mean, yeah.
Yes. Well, that's the problem. That's why they got rid of the officers and the high-ranking officers who were
right.
And trying to replace everybody with loyalists. And this is what happened in Nazi Germany. That's the thing. Yeah. Hitler. There was a whole other army in Nazi Germany that weren't Nazis. People, were in. Yeah, there were people lifelong.
A regular army.
Yeah, they were just officers and who happened to be
keep the peace.
They were in the military when the country was taken over by fascists. So that, and they tried to assassinate Hitler numerous times. They made that movie Valkyrie about one of those times.
Oh,
and
right.
So Hitler never trusted the regular army people. So, with good reason, because you couldn't tell. But he, who was truly loyal to him. But of course, there became a point in Nazi Germany where everyone had to join the party in order to be anything in the country or have any kind of
so
position.
That's the next step.
Yeah, well, this has been going on for a long time with the Republicans. They've been talking about this forever. That's why the media has screwed us. They've fallen down on the job. When back in the day when George Bush was in office, and I was talking about this, and people, Mike Malloy talking about it, Robin Kincaid, we would say that this is fascism. This is when George W. Bush Dick Cheney. They went
they
on
were terrible.
about.
I hated Dick
I mean, the
Cheney.
Patriot Act. They brought back.
Oh,
they
that
brought
was scary.
torture. They made America a torture nation officially for the first time, and the whole unitary executive thing, and even before when Bill Clinton was in office, what's his name, Newt Gingrich. They were trying to have
Hated him.
Yeah, have one party rule. That's what they wanted. They were all going towards one party rule, and the whole unitary executive thing that they were rallying around, as if that was just not. It was just another word for king. What's a unitary executive? And they just name it. You see what's going on. Like Putin doesn't call himself King Putin. Xi doesn't call himself Emperor Xi. They call themselves president. So, a fascist authoritarian dictator by any other name is still what it is. So you could call it a unitary executive. But what's a unitary executive? A unitary executive.
I had never heard of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Google it. That's the precursor to. That's really what we're seeing. They want.
Wow.
It's not a theory. It's just. It's an assault on the system that the founders entrusted to us. A unitary executive. They think that a president should have all power, that the president shouldn't be constrained by any Congress or a judiciary. And
wow,
that's
crazy.
But they were talking about this. George W. freaking Bush was talking about this.
It's so funny. Your cat jumped up on his perch, and it looks like it's sitting on your head. The cat behind you.
Right, it does. That's Boudica.
That's Boudica. Oh,
yes.
She knows her name.
Yeah, Boudica.
Cool.
Buddha. She does know her name. Of course she knows. She's a good girl.
Oh.
She's a very smart
can reach
girl.
her. Huh.
She's a very good girl.
Can you take away Melania? I don't really like that picture.
You don't? Okay.
No.
I thought you want to say buongiorno.
No, I want to say adios.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Melania. So that's what you see what I'm saying though? Like she doesn't. That in itself.
I can't even look at her. It's too
all
gross.
right. I'm turning it off. I'm trying. I'm finding the button. Wait, but listen. Listen to me here. You tell me, anybody on the chat too, let me know if Jill Biden, if Dr. Jill Biden claimed to speak 7 languages, and then when she met the president of France, needed an interpreter. And when she went and met the Pope, there was another time, she met the former Pope, right? Who was, what was he? He spoke Spanish or something. I don't remember what he was. But she started speaking to her in Spanish, thinking that, she speaks 7 languages.
Speaks 7.
She didn't know what the fuck he was saying, and she needed an interpreter. So you tell me, if that was Dr. Jill Biden saying, and Democrats on Fox, on MSNBC or whatever, or wherever, that they would laud her intelligence and her multilingual skills, and then we saw that she wasn't speaking, that she needed interpreters. You don't think that the corporate media from all angles wouldn't eviscerate her?
Yeah.
You know? But they don't ever approach it. Wait, hold on a second.
Jill Biden,
Well, go ahead. I have to end the show.
Eddie says that Jill Biden speaks Latin.
Well, I don't doubt it.
That's
Hold on.
intense.
Guys, listen. That's the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show, but we got more shows, so come on over to youtube.com/cfachannel/Tarabuster. Subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Substack. Thank you, Charlie. APS Radio. APS Radio News. Listen, we will win. All right, I'll see you later. See you later.
I'll see you later.
See you later. Buongiorno. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Grumpy says she barely speaks English.
Exactly. But you see, I mean, that's what fucking drives me mad. The double standard with maggotry, where if we all know, if that were any Democrat, if that were, if let's say it was even Doug, what's his name? Kamala Harris's husband, claiming to do something, claiming to be something, and then they would be up his ass. Making him speak French. You know? Why don't they make her speak French? Make her fucking talk French.
What do you
make
think
her
about,
speak French?
What do you think about Bill and Hillary not showing up to their deposition about Epstein?
Good.
I thought so too, actually.
Fuck them.
But if
it's a fucking clown show. Yeah, they're not on the island. They weren't on the island, and they know it. They were on the plane. There's no record of Bill Clinton ever going on the island. But they don't care. I mean, facts are incidental to maggots.
That's true.
And so that's why he's like, he was on the island 25 times or whatever. He always says Traitor Trump. We could say the same thing about Traitor Trump. He flew that plane many, many times. Same thing. And there's
so you
a manifest.
Fly the plane, but not necessarily be on the island.
Yeah, you're not always going to the island. They were on the plane, going other places. See, what's his name? Jeffrey Epstein had a ruse to maintain, or whatever. He was supposedly a financial advisor, and a lot of these, supposedly, I guess. I mean, he was a financier, financial advisor, and a lot of these dumb fucks, hung around with.
Well, why? That's crazy.
Well, I mean, and this is the thing with what we're witnessing with the Epstein shit, that if Bill Clinton committed crimes, he should pay the price. No Democrat is saying anything else other than that. They're saying, release it.
That's
Even
true.
Bill Clinton is saying that.
Yep.
Release it.
Yep.
We're not protecting Bill Clinton.
No
one is. Not even Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton says, release it with your redactions, gone. I mean,
really?
Yes.
I heard that you could read through the redactions, like somebody knows how to read through the black ink.
Because they can't. Because Elon Musk is. Oh God, another one. They're not a Elon Musk. No, I hate him beyond the heat of 1,000 blazing suns. But he's not a genius. Please, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Like, let him face accountability. Okay? Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. No, for real, because...
For what? Doge and all that shit?
Yes. He needs... And his crimes against humanity. His lying, the way he decimated our infrastructure, our bureaucracy, all of like his ill-gotten gains... He needs to be stripped of his ill-gotten gains and sent out of this fucking country to go face charges at The Hague, for fuck's sake. I mean, the harm that dirtbag has done.
Nick put up some redacted shit on the chat. He's got redactions in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Looks good. Nothing to see here.
Oh, wow. That is good.
Cool. That's really
See,
good.
that's why we need the chat up, man.
You need to have the chat up.
Yeah. Shit. No, but I mean...
Scan the document, and then you can see through the crap redaction.
Yes. Well, that's because this genius, Elon Musk, canceled the Adobe subscription, apparently. And because they needed the money. I'm so sick of them. I am so sick of this disgusting bunch of billionaires. And if they're not the poster children for why billionaires are anathema to freedom and democracy, I don't know who isn't. Right?
What do you think about his new healthcare plan?
Shit.
Go buy your own. That's my new
plan. Well, he wants to give you $2,000. Yeah, what does he want to give? $2,000?
Oh, how many?
No, I don't know. I'm looking it up. I just saw something. He just released a new thing, and it's worse than it could we could all have even imagined. And the concepts of a plan. Well, see, the problem is that Obamacare is the Republican health care plan. So Trump's new health care plan, of course, there's no plan. They have no plan. That's why it's like
it was one page. It was one page.
Yeah, it could be one page, and it could say Medicare for all. That's it.
There
but
you
of
go.
course, they're
There you
not.
go.
They don't
Yeah.
want that because they
I mean,
hate.
it's so
complicated.
complicated. I don't even.
It's
I
not
can't even-
complicated. It's Medicare for all. It's everybody in, nobody out. That's
But
why
who pays for Medicare?
we all do. You pay your taxes, and it's about fucking damn
Oh.
time that we all get something for our taxes, more than just Traitor Trump's military adventures.
And then they keep taking it out once you get your Social Security. They keep taking it out.
Yeah, which is all
Right.
thank you Republicans. Every time they get power, every time people are dumb enough to give them power, they cut our lifelines. And maybe we should talk about this. I was writing an art. I did a video about this. I'll still post it, but we could still talk about it. Where the hell is it? Let's see. Yeah, this lady.
Trump,
Well,
Redfoot says Trump's first plan was, who knew how complicated this was?
right. I have
I mean, he said
concepts.
that.
He did. It's very
he said it
complicated.
out
Yes.
loud
Who?
on
Yep.
TV.
And people still voted for him, which
Yeah.
makes me want to puke. See,
Yeah.
I was writing a thing and I did a video about this. I didn't post it. I was going to put it up on Political Voices Network. But anyway, this woman, this is a social media post that I came across.
Yeah.
And I felt, it's on the Leopards Eating My Face Reddit page. But
Yeah.
so I'll just read it quickly. I voted for Trump every time he ran, but it appears my idol has feet of clay. Your idol? Okay. After 25 plus years on Medicare and Medicaid, Medicaid has cut me off. In order to keep my Medicare insurance to cover my 9 prescriptions I am on for heart failure and other 88-year-old woman's conditions, of course, that's how she's writing. They're not scholars, but anyway, I am now expected to survive on, it's hard to sometimes read their shit because the punctuation and the conjunctions and everything, it's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just hard to, okay. I am now expected to survive on $961.20 per month to cover rent, utilities, prescription, doctor, hospital, copays, household goods, and food. I might just as well give up right now because I cannot survive on that amount of money per month. I am already eating minimum amounts of cheap groceries. I never take vacation. I never go shopping. I never have any kind of entertainment other than my TV at home. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I've worked since I'm the age of 9. I took early retirement at 62 to take care of my husband. I live alone. I have no one to take care of me. But I will die before I go into a nursing home, and that's a promise. And I read this, and I, because I'm a normal person with empathy, I'm a Democrat, a progressive, a liberal, a normal person, I felt bad for her. But
Yeah.
she voted for this 3 times. She voted 3 fucking times.
3? He's only been in 2.
Yeah, but she voted for him the first time, the second time, and the third time.
Oh,
he lost
yeah,
the
right,
second
yeah.
time. I know,
Thank
it's
God.
all woo.
Yeah.
He's mushed our brains here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and this is a missed opportunity for the Democrats. The fact that this woman voted for this party to empower a party that spends every waking moment of their time in the halls of power doing everything they can to cut her lifelines.
Yeah.
And she votes for them again and again and again is absolutely unconscionable. So to say my idol has feet of clay, your idol, this man who raped E. Jean Carroll, the 34 convicted felonies, the one who sent a mob to go trash the Capitol, to defecate and urinate in the halls of the Capitol, who took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. These pigs. No offense to pigs. and the one who, grabbed them by the pussy, and you know what I mean? Like, we can go on and on about all his repugnant, irredeemable qualities. He doesn't have any redeeming qualities. The only somebody said, "Could you say something nice about Trump?" once to me, and I said, "Well, he's a finite creature, as we all are," and that's the only thing I can say, good about him. That one day it's going to be over, just like it will be for all of us. But I mean, lady Diana Watton, you poor thing. I feel bad. In the richest country on earth, nobody, much less an 88-year-old woman, should be expected to live on less than $1,000 a month, to not be able to get her medication that she needs, to be worrying about this, the stress, just the basic stress of being alive, and the why. It's so unnecessary.
It's so unnecessary.
And she,
I mean, for
voted
them to
for
be able,
it, though.
for the government to be able to pay everybody $2,000. What did they give us during COVID?
Of course,
and unemployment, and the 22,000. Because I'm telling you, there's trillions and billions that they have. What is their fucking problem that they can't pony up a little bit for the people so that they don't have to Diana doesn't have to scrounge like that?
Because they don't care about people like Diana. They don't care
about... What do they want to do with the money? What does he want to do with all the money he's going to recoup?
He's sick. I don't know.
That's the debt. I mean, we are in debt. Are we not in debt?
It's not as catastrophic as they like to pretend it is when they're cutting lifelines of Diana Watton. They have enough, for their military adventures. That's the other thing. They have enough to pay these ice pricks. Fucking, what's their bonus? They get a $50,000 bonus. They got enough to pay these motherfucking Gestapos. They got enough to go kill fishermen off the coast of Venezuela. They got enough for all those adventures. You're talking millions of dollars that every drone, every military adventure, every missile they sent to murder people extrajudicially on the high seas. And there's not enough for to help this woman have a nice golden year in her life, right?
She needs to have the golden years.
It's just disgusting. So, and it's because everything is backwards, and we're definitely living in the upside down, and and it's because of propaganda. I will bet my dollars to donuts that Diana Watton is a Fox News victim. That's what she does. She's got her TV and she's listening to Fox News, and they all think that if the immigrants are, it's the immigrants are taking advantage, and that Democrats are giving everything to the illegals, and if that wasn't the case, that they would get more. Well, they're deporting all the illegals, so why ain't you living high on the hog now? It's not. They're not giving it to you because it's always been a bullshit goddamn ruse to begin with. That whole it's always about dividing people, and especially along racial lines. It's been that way since the beginning.
If we're at the end of the line, it certainly feels like it. It certainly feels like, oh my God, we really could be losing our democracy.
Oh
now.
Yes. If we don't get it, this is it. This is it.
Because I was thinking, if Denmark sent in troops to Greenland today, they had to do that because once Trump sends in his troops, then it's over. We've already conquered. Once they land and boots are on the ground, then it's over, and that's what's happening in Minnesota, and I guess it could happen in every state.
Every blue state. Yeah, he's going to wage war against every blue state, and they. If we attack Greenland, that's going to be the end of NATO. As far as we're concerned, NATO will survive as the North Atlantic Treaty Alliance, but without us, until we get rid of the maggot tree out of our system and beg forgiveness. But the in the meantime, we're going to be on the outs. But also, he will destroy our economy. The entire world can turn on us, and if
the world can
it's not
survive
gonna be pretty.
without us.
Yeah, they will, and they're making plans to survive without us. So they have to. It's just that we're a big bully. So you know, and but they've been dividing us forever. And it's not just, it didn't come down to, this is nothing new. Divide and conquer has always been a strategy of the elites. And I'm just so tired of maggots falling for it all the time.
Yeah.
They fall for it all the time.
Right.
These people who see conspiracies in every pizzeria basement will never, see the conspiracy right in front of their filthy faces. Because this baboon hates the same people they do, and they fall for it. It's really disgusting. And then, they're
gross.
like, this Enrico Tarrio guy. He's, isn't he black or half black or something, or is that somebody else?
He looks Spanish.
Yeah.
Or
so
maybe he's black. Yeah.
They say, well, he can't. He's not a racist. There was a fucking group of Jews in World War II in early Nazi Germany that were big Hitler supporters. And I don't want to, ruin the surprise. What happened to them? So, but look it up. Really, it was called the National Alliance of German Jews, or something like that. The German National Alliance, something like that. And it was the Jewish Nazis, and that supported Hitler. So don't let just like Stephen Miller, who is Jewish himself, and his wife, his horrible bitch wife, who is awful. Just as
really?
It's hard to believe, and they have a child. That poor thing. Oh God, that she's always like, I'm Jewish, and okay, so that doesn't mean you're not a Nazi. So and every
Mary Steiner says that Enrico Tarrio is Cuban.
Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Mary.
He's still it doesn't matter. It's it takes all types here. To enable. And in fact, so I was on the Anti-Fascist Book Club earlier in the day, and we touched on this. It goes back to the divide and conquer is nothing new. It's not, it's as old as recorded history, as human
number
history.
one in the playbook.
Oh, of course. But this is why the maggots, when that whole 1619 project came out, they were like, it's they vilified it as woke propaganda and all that, but it's fucking history, because when there were slaves first came to the New World, so to speak. But there was early in the history of North America, there were you might have heard of Bacon's Rebellion, and that was where the poor whites, indentured servants, and enslaved Africans united briefly to overthrow the colonial elites, the lords. And that really changed history, because what happened was, it scared the shit out of the lords, and they started to divide. That's when we really got race-based slavery in the country, where it became, because slavery was a condition that had to do with your, economic circumstances, like in Rome and whatnot. That was a slave society too, but it didn't depend on the color of your skin. In this here, in North America, in the New World, that's when the lords started to make to differentiate between the poor whites and the blacks who happened to be enslaved. So then slavery, they started separating them. So the poor whites would, and they gave the poor whites a little bit more, just a little, like they gave them a gun, a little bit of land, and trying to give them the appearance or the veneer of being a little higher on the ladder, so they would not get together again. And
wow.
and they would, and so it became enslaved. The enslaved Africans became the poor whites, let's say, were steered to believe themselves to be white more, you know what I mean, with very minuscule benefits, like legal benefits, status upgrades, and but where black people, their condition of being enslaved became attached to their pigment, like it was a condition that they couldn't get out of, you know. And that's when, and in fact, that's when we started having laws against interracial marriage for the first time in the 1690s. So, which means if they started writing laws about it at the time, it meant that people were marrying interracially, so to speak. You wouldn't write a law against something that wasn't happening. And so they started to write laws against black and white, like just, you know, associations. And so making basically, you know, a sharp line between white people and black people, even though we had, you know, white people and black people had more in common because of their economic circumstances than, you know, the rich. So it's, and here we are. But you don't learn that in school.
So the rich people now, I mean, where is that figure? You know, like, it used to be like the top 2% own all the money. Is it like now the top 10% own all the money?
What do you mean? I don't know. It's, you know, it's when Bernie will say things like 7 families have more wealth than the bottom 50% of the country. It puts things in perspective, but it's like it's hard to fathom too.
It's really hard to fathom.
Every time, this is what's why we've been so fucked over by the media, the corporate media, because this is the story, really. You know, like during Traitor Trump's first maladministration, for the first time in over, I don't remember, 5 decades or whatever, the American middle class slipped below 50% of the population, okay, for the first time. So less than 50% of the population was considered solidly middle class. And that's distressing. That's not supposed to be America, you know. You can't have a functioning democratic republic with this income disparity, with this wide gap between rich and poor. And
so 50% of the country is rich?
No, less than 50. They're not rich. No, they're less than 50% of the population is middle class. You understand? We used to be the majority of the country used to be in the pool of people that were considered middle class.
Like 80%.
I don't remember the exact, I'm sure it wasn't even that high, as high as you're saying, 80%. But maybe during the Great Prosperity, but, you know, because the gap between rich and poor was not as wide as it is now. Now it used to be, you know, 50 times the lowest paid worker. That's the CEO, let's say, would make 50 times more than the lowest paid worker. Now it's over 450 times. And,
wow.
Yeah. So, but the less than 50% of the population, most people, even if you when you poll Americans and you ask Americans, "Are you middle class?" They think they're middle class, but they're not.
Wow.
You know, and when this happened during Traitor Trump's first maladministration, of course I talked about it on my show, but I didn't hear a damn thing about it on the corporate media, where I would think that, you know, wouldn't that be a what do you call it? Wouldn't that be, you would think, something that they would want to report? Wait, I'm looking at the Discord chat. Please share it. What am I sharing? Somebody's saying, please share.
Somebody's saying, who just said that? Nick Rick said 814 billionaires in America. 814 billionaires in America?
Fuck them all.
Wow.
Which is
holy shit.
Fuck that. Really?
7 people own 50%. Redfoot says 7 people own 50%. Come on.
Wow. That's disgusting.
Whoa, no. I can't believe it. 50% own 2.4% of the wealth.
Sorry, 50%. I've clicked the wrong button. Sorry. Where's Poppy?
No, did I go away?
No, yes, you did. I was trying to go to this screen, but I took the long way. So, yeah. It's disgusting. And the fact, see, this is the other thing. So the corporate media, when the middle class fell below 50% of the population, nothing was said about it on the corporate media. And then let's fast forward to one of Traitor Trump's government shutdowns, and where immediately, as soon as they shut down the government, they miss one paycheck. Federal workers miss a paycheck. Next thing you know, they're interviewing them on the bread lines. Right? They have to choose between rent or food. And they're going to the food bank, and they don't know how they're going to make it through the month and all that. That's not middle class. And the fact that the corporate media never reported that said this is disgusting, that we shouldn't live in a country where, first of all, these pricks are in the power to shut down the government. Like, go fuck yourself. You're shutting down, you unpatriotic pricks. You're shutting down the government that the American, and that's what I like. They've been so successful in vilifying the American experiment itself. You know, government's the problem. I'm from the government. The 9 most dangerous words or terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. And, you know, well, go fuck yourself. The Democrats should have responded as equally forcefully with go fuck yourself, Republicans. I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Like, that's supposed to be so scary. You're talking about the government that the founders fought a revolution to create and entrust to us. So, therefore, you must not like America. You hate America. Because, anyway, they like government. They just like authoritarian government. And, anyway, and they like a government that works to make the rich richer. They don't fucking pull a hair for the American people.
It's so obvious. It's so obvious that is what is happening, but it's so, where is the humanity? My God. They just forget. They can't find their humanity through all their money.
And what's so disgusting is how we have to hear how Christian they are all the time. Right? And why don't you show me? Why do I have to hear it? You got to tell me how Christian you are. Well, why don't you show me with your fucking behavior? But all I see are your big fucking crosses on your neck while you're calling Renee Good, while you're lying about her and justifying a murder of somebody. You pricks.
Did you hear that Barbara Streisand had paid for? Does she have 1 kid or 3?
I don't know.
No.
What am I, the Streisand?
No. I mean Renee Nicole Good.
Okay.
Did she have 1 child
I don't know.
3?
I don't know.
It's a discrepancy there. But I heard Barbara Streisand put forward that she's paying for the children's education.
Oh, good. No, that's
and
good.
They started a GoFundMe page. I was gonna, because I'm doing a show in Tampa in a week and a half or so, And I was like, well, maybe we should start a fund for, the family of Renee, and whoever I said it to was like, oh, they already did that. Like the day after, they already raised over $1.7 million. And what's the wife's name? She said, stop. We don't want any more.
Yes, that's right. They had they got enough money, which is, you would never, and that's what happened too with the guy from the Ford plant that Traitor Trump gave the finger to. Yeah, there was a GoFundMe. They suspended him. Thank goodness.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck is this piece of shit to say fuck you? The Ford, the plant, suspended him.
Wow.
And the union stood up for him, thankfully.
Good.
Yeah. But then, of course, people started this GoFundMe page that reached over $700,000, and then they shut it down he shut it down and say thank you, this is amazing, and now please, I'm set, don't worry about me. Support someone else.
Rich people would never stop it. They would.
It would never. Just keep it going. Just open that spigot, and Traitor Trump just be like, And
exactly.
Well, that's who he is. Even after when he lost the election to Joe Biden, he started some super PAC. This piece of shit. Save America super PAC. And it was a complete scam. He never even set it up. There was no super PAC. He just said, send me this money that went into his pocket. And they put it on automatic, how instead of click here if you want to make this a monthly donation, it was automatically checked. So you had to opt out.
What an asshole.
They are so awful. There's no, I don't understand. I don't understand how this is, that's what's so frustrating about the Democrats, because people want fighters, and they let this fucking horrible waste of human DNA beat them by, this rapist, this convicted felon, and how did they do it? They did it because they just seemed, think about this, that the biggest, most disgusting pathological liar on the planet was considered the truth teller in the election, right? He was the one bringing the truth. He was going to drain the swamp, and, you can't respond to that with a strongly worded email. It just, you gotta, I don't know. I really think that, of course, we have our work cut out for us.
We do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to stop now.
Okay. Me too.
Go to bed. Yeah.
All right.
I have to go to bed. But there was a very strong and very good good program.
Very
tonight,
strong. And you stayed for the whole show, because the show is almost over. So,
okay.
Yeah, no, thank you, though.
Well, and your people in the chat room are really good.
They're amazing.
Really yeah, they're
I
good.
know. I can't believe it. They're great. Not that I can. I mean, I appreciate them coming and hanging out every Friday night, on Tuesdays, and supporting and everything.
Yeah, you'll have to get that page where you can see it in real time. Because they have some really good comments.
I know. I got to figure that out, and just to make it a better experience for everyone too. It's more fun when everybody could see it and all. All right.
Thanks, Redfoot.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks, Madelberg. Thanks, Grumpy. Thanks, Rodiculous.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's great. All right.
I'm so glad you're still doing this.
Yeah.
Be safe, because,
too.
I know we got to be safe. I'm doing a show called Queer Comedy Queen, so, that's a big target.
Oh, boy. Where's that?
But Tampa, Funny Bone.
Okay. When is that?
That's January 25th.
You got any other? So go to Poppy's website, poppychamplin.com.
Yeah.
And get tickets.
It'll be fun. It's always a really good show. It's always really fun. Yeah.
That's great.
And but I appreciate you, and I appreciate you staying on top of everything, because there's so much to stay on top of,
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, keep me posted, and yeah, you'll come back. Maybe if you have a time on Tuesday, you can come on one of the Tuesday shows in the afternoon. That's only an
Okay.
hour, so.
Well, now that you're getting somebody else to hire your
I
guests,
know.
you
That's
might be
pretty
harder
good.
to get me now.
I know, right? That's pretty
Yeah.
good, though. I'm happy
Yeah.
that there's somebody going to help and do that. So.
That's great.
Yeah, that would be great. So,
Yeah.
all right, kid.
All right.
I
How do
will
I
see
do? I
you.
just
No,
hang
you can
up
just
with
hang
the
up.
button right- All
I
right.
know. See
Love
you
you.
soon. Love you too. Be
Go
safe.
Patriots.
Yes.
Woo!
See you soon. All right, everybody. That's Poppy Champlin. She's amazing. A good person, good friend. And there's the music. Holy shit. She usually bails out a little sooner than... she never makes it to the end of the show, so maybe I wouldn't let... I don't know. I was going to say wouldn't let her get a word in. I hope not. All right. Listen, check out Charlie's APS Radio. There's classic rock and oldies all damn day. And become a patron, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Do me a favor, scan that QR code at the top. Right here. Right there. Bing bong, bing bong. That's the Substack, okay? I think that'll be easier to subscribe. You know, if you have if you got it like that, if you're one of the people who have $500,000 a year or something, you could become a paid subscriber. But please subscribe to my Substack for free if you can't. That'll help. I'm trying here, kids. Got to keep the show going and growing and all that stuff. All right, guys. So let's see. So Bella is starting her guest thing this coming week. So we don't have any guests for the show on Tuesday yet. But let us not worry about it, because we always have each other. I don't, sometimes words have trouble coming out of my mouth. What is her last name again? Poppy Champlin. Poppy Champlin. Susie. Let's see. Poppy. Let's see if I got the... I'll put her website in the... I should have done it earlier. Poppy Champlin.com. Let me see. I'll put it in the description, in the show description. All right, my friends. So thank you, everybody. I'm a little tired, so I'm going to go. A lot of times after the music ends, we hang out a little bit more, but I'm kind of tired right now. I told you I cracked my tooth. I don't know how. I guess it was just an old tooth in the back. So it kind of hurts. And I have to wait to February something to go even get it looked at. Oh, that's gonna suck. So I've just been putting a lot of shit on it. not literal shit, but over the counter. It kind of hurts. And then eating and all. It sucks when you crack your teeth. It gives you a new appreciation for things like what they did in the olden days when they cracked their tooth, or whatever it might be. I guess they just lived with it forever or died. And I don't know. I don't want to lose my teeth, even in the back, because, then your cheeks start sinking in. I don't want that. So I hope they can save it. And it's not cheap, so that sucks too. Just pissed off. Right? And I'm just tired. Fucking healthcare in this country and the horrors of humanity. Being inhumane. These horrible people. That's what's so depressing too. That you think that there would be no one at the ICE recruitment center. But this is what happens. We have who said this? It was Thomas Jefferson said, he wrote in one of his letters that we had no standing army because we have no paupers to furnish the material. Our men are so happy at home that they won't hire themselves out to be shot at for a sixpence. Those days are over. And whenever that baboon, Traitor Trump, when he evokes the founders, like, for example, when he accepted the Nobel Peace Prize from this woman that he badgered, incessantly, and stood there like a grinning ghoul. Jesus Christ, I thought. My God, wait, hold on. Do you have no decency? And I thought, wait, where is it? What a disgrace, because he's standing under a picture, under a portrait of George Washington. And that in itself is a disgrace. And one of the things I have to say and I think I've mentioned it before, when he got elected by a squeaker, when that traitorous waste of human DNA, when our fellow Americans betrayed the Constitution, betrayed their fellow Americans, and sent that unfit con man back into the halls of power, I just immediately thought, oh no, he's going to preside over our anniversary, the 250th anniversary of our founding. You see, he's standing under a portrait of George Washington. What do you think George Washington would have said about a baboon like him, a convicted felon who accepts a peace prize he didn't earn and doesn't deserve, and accepts it? That doesn't mean you earned the peace prize. It doesn't mean you got it. I solved 7 wars. You solved 7 fucking nothing. You dumb fuck. You are the cause. You are the catalyst of chaos, death, despair, all over the world. You've killed more people than every single war combined that America's been involved in, and that's the truth. Thanks to his botched pandemic response, Traitor Trump is responsible for killing more Americans than every single war we've been in combined. Oh, God in heaven. Take the wheel. All right. What a joke. What a disgrace. And what, of course, this woman, this poor woman, oh, please, give me the job. Who the fuck are you, Traitor Trump? Fuck off. But, of course, what happened? Well, she should just take it. She should just take it. What are you waiting for? Oh, the acting asshole's gonna get... He's not enacting anything. Oh, my God. And, of course, Traitor Trump took the Nobel Peace Prize and turned around and said, that she doesn't have the support of her people and no one trusts her and all this. See, there you go. You can appease the scorpion. He's going to sting you. Because that's what he is. He's a parasite. He's a piece of dirt. He's the worst waste of human DNA that we're unfortunately unlucky enough to be born during the time he's sucking air. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, who are stupid enough to give him power. Because he's as ugly as they are, I guess, on the inside. All right, my friends. Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to go and rest my tooth and put my feet up. And thank you, Poppy, for hanging out. Please become a patron, patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Subscribe to the Substack. Thank you guys for... I've seen some of your reviews. I've asked you guys to give some good reviews on iTunes because I wanted you to... There's somebody gave an annoying review, and I was annoyed by it. It wasn't a bad review. It was... I don't want to get into it now. You know, you could pick it out if you go to the... if you go to iTunes and the podcast. I wanted you to make it go down in the list, so it wasn't the first thing people saw when they encountered the podcast. So thank you for all those who did that for me. I appreciate that. So, all right, my lovies, thank you, and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go watch some, I don't know what. Thank you, Andrea, for the raid, and Hal for the raid. Thank you, Andrea, for being a mod over at the Twitch, and everybody else. I will try to figure out the whole chat thing, get all the chats on one screen and everything else. But we will have a show on Tuesday, so I hope you are subscribed, and subscribe to the Substack because it'll go out over there. And yeah, all right, my friends. But remember, we will win. We will win. Because we're on the right side of history. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, Poppy. Check out Poppy's website, poppychamplin.com. Go see her comedy. She's amazing. And we all need to laugh. That's the truth. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you. I will see you on Tuesday.